Hey there guys, and welcome to my opinions video about the E3 press conferences of EA, Ubisoft, Sony and Nintendo. Figured might as well slap them all together in one video instead of make 4 separate ones. I mean, why not? So, without further ado, first in chronological order after Microsoft's crappy conference is EA, so we'll discuss that one first. Let me just pull up my notes here. Let's see. EA started out with a sequel to one of their best-selling franchises. I'm talking about Dead Space 3. Haven't played 1 or 2 because I'm not really into the really scary games like Dead Space. But it looked pretty epic. It was scary as all hell, bloody as all hell. It featured co-op, I'm not sure if that's new for the series or not. And it's coming February 2013. So that's moderately soon. And it looked pretty good, it's probably going to be a pretty good game. If you're a Dead Space fan, you're probably really going to like it. Up next, a whole bunch of sports games, Madden 13, they have an all new physics engine. And something that you can manage your team on your PC, tablet, or smartphone, or whatever. And they're doing a lot with the social stuff. A whole bunch of Facebook games, they had SimCity Social and Madden Social. Basically, you can play them on Facebook. Madden looks like Madden, SimCity looks like SimCity. What is there to say about those? So that's basically all there is about that. Then they had Battlefield 3. What are you saying, General? That game's already out for like a year or something. Or half a year. Well, I'm talking about Battlefield 3 Premium. It's basically Call of Duty Elite, but for Battlefield. It costs $50 and then you get exclusive items, new events, advanced features, and all sorts of things like that. So if you're a Battlefield fan and you want to spend even more money on it, then by all means. Up next, Star Wars The Old Republic, their MMO. There's new content coming later this year, new quests, new planets, new alien species to play as, new everything basically. And you can now play it for free until you reach level 15. Guess kinda hoping you get hooked and then start paying to keep playing. So yeah, World of Warcraft's kind of doing something similar. I think you can play for free until like level 20 in World of Warcraft. But then again, the level cap in World of Warcraft is like what, 85, 90? And I don't know how high the level cap is in the Old Republic, but I don't think it's that high. Like not in the 80s or something. So it kinda balances each other out. Up next, first-person shooter fans are going to enjoy Medal of Honor Warfighter. Basically EA's yearly first-person shooter game, kind of like Call of Duty, except EA kind of varies it between Battlefield and Medal of Honor each year, instead of every year just the same damn game. So Medal of Honor, they said all missions in the game are going to be based on real-world, like wars and military missions and stuff. I think that's pretty cool, although it's probably gonna, I don't know, maybe be a little offensive, controversial maybe. They showed off a mission that had you taking down Somalian pirates. That's a pretty recent issue, although it's not really one that many people made a problem of, because let's face it, Somalian pirates are bad. If you kill them, nah, good for you, bad for them. That's what they get for trying to steal your boats. Just right to self-defense. And it's coming October 23rd, 2012. So later this year. A little early for the holiday season, but hey, whatever. It's a couple of weeks ahead of Call of Duty, I think, so trying to maybe beat their competition. Not like that ever gonna work out. I mean, nothing freaking outsells Call of Duty. Sadly. How many idiots keep buying that game every damn year? I pity you, people who do that. So then, more sports with FIFA 13. They said that if you've played a lot of FIFA 12, You'll keep all of your experience and all your other stuff when you start playing FIFA 13. And it will have Barcelona player Lionel Messi on the cover, and the engine and stuff will be better, just like you expect a sequel to be. So I guess this didn't really count as a sequel, but more as a yearly rehash, like Call of Duty. So we're down to the last 2 games of EA, and first up is Need for Speed Most Wanted. I'm pretty sure it's like a reboot, because I think I have a game here for PS2, or I think my little brother has it for Xbox 360 that's called Need for Speed Most Wanted 2, so probably going to be a reboot, this one. And basically it reminded me a lot of Burnout. Remember the Burnout series? I think there hasn't been a new entry in that in forever, but it was like a racing series in which you could crash your car in all kinds of ways and it would go into slow-mo and explosions and look epic and stuff. Apparently Need for Speed's taken a page out of that book for this particular game. Coming out October 30th, so you can pick it up a week after Medal of Honor, if you're really loving EA games. And their last game, Crysis 3, another first-person shooter, although for some reason it seemed to depend on a bow and arrow a lot. Nothing wrong with that, I mean, hey, everything beats guns. So yeah, apparently it's supposed to look really good. I didn't really think it looked that special, but it's probably going to be another solid first-person shooter game that will be overtaken by Call of Duty, and then no one will ever play it online anymore. Coming February 2013. So yeah, that's basically all for EA's conference. Up next is Ubisoft. Oh wait, I still have to give my opinion. Well, I thought EA was pretty good. They showed off a lot of good games like Dead Space. And, well, not really anything new, really. The only really new thing was Dead Space. I mean, everyone knew that Madden, FIFA, and that stuff were coming. Need for Speed's hardly a surprise. Crysis, I'm pretty sure that was known before. And the social games no one gives a crap about. Medal of Honor was known already. And then there's Battlefield Premium and the Old Republic for free until level 15. That's, not really important stuff. But yeah, at least they didn't spend a whole bunch of time dicking around with frickin' fitness games and dancing games and crap like that. So yeah, EA is definitely above Microsoft. Alright, now we can go to the Ubisoft conference. So, Ubisoft. Here come the notes. Alright, when I was watching this, first thing that happened was a bunch of scantily clad chicks came up on stage and started dancing. I thought, oh, okay, that's a good start of the show. Turns out it was for Just Dance 4, which I don't give a rat's ass about. Well, at least it was nice watching the chicks dance, I guess. And then some rapper shows up and starts singing, and I had no freaking clue who the hell this guy was supposed to be. Turns out he was some guy called Flow Rida or something. Never heard of him. So yeah, Just Dance 4, basically typical dance game. Probably not that much different from just Dance 1, 2, and 3. Except there's maybe different songs or something. And then the Ubisoft host showed up, and what she said was just hilarious. It was a woman, by the way. She was like looking at all the dancer girls as they walked off stage, and then she said, "We're a little gay, all of us." Yes, she did. I just couldn't help but burst into laughter then. And then Tobuscus showed up. You know Tobuscus, the YouTube guy? I was like, what the hell is he doing there? Apparently he's been hired by Ubisoft to do promotional material for them or something. So up next, Far Cry 3. And the Far Cry 3 trailer began with boobies. Yes, a topless tribal chick hovering over the playable character. Alright, Ubisoft certainly putting in a lot of sex appeal in their press conference. And it was definitely different from your typical FPS game these days. Because most FPS games are like military, you're a super soldier or a regular soldier fighting in a war or something. Not in Far Cry 3. You appear to be some sort of islander fighting against the oppressors or something. I don't know, I didn't really catch it. It's not your typical fare anyway. And one moment that also was pretty hilarious in the Far Cry 3 trailer. At some point there's like a tiger in a cage and the main character shoots the cage open. Tiger runs up and mauls the shit out of a bunch of enemies, and then the player kills the tiger with a grenade. That was freaking hilarious. I mean, how many FPS games are there in which you can release a tiger that mauls the hell out of your enemies? I can't think of one. So that's definitely props for Far Cry 3. Up next, Splinter Cell Blacklist again. Yeah, we've seen this in the Xbox conference already. And it was different footage, showed off a little more of the story. And it looked decent. Again, I have never played a Splinter Cell game, so I don't know if it's good or not. But I'm gonna guess it is. And then they revealed Avengers Battle for Earth. I was like, oh sweet, an Avengers game. And first characters that show up are Wolverine and Spider-Man. Those are not Avengers. I know they were part of the Avengers like, 30 years after the Avengers were created, but they're not like original Avengers. Like, they're more known as just Spider-Man by himself and Wolverine as part of the X-Men. They're not known best for being Avengers. Unlike Iron Man, Hulk, Captain America, Thor, Hawkeye, a whole bunch of other characters. So yeah, apparently it's some sort of an Avengers game, and the X-Men and Spider-Man are involved as well somehow, because Venom and Magneto also showed up. So, no gameplay was shown though, so I have really no clue what kind of game it's gonna be, but I'll be keeping my eye on that one, because I like the Marvel characters. And who knows, might actually turn out to be good. And it was on Wii U and Xbox 360, I think. No PS3 for some reason. Really weird. Oh well. Up next is Rayman Legends, sequel to either last year's or this year's platforming quote-unquote hit, Rayman Origins. And from what was shown, I believe it's going to be Wii U exclusive. Basically, we got our first look at the Wii U controller before Nintendo's own conference. It was a prototype version though, because they didn't have the real one yet. But you can use the Wii U screen to control like some character who can fly around and cut through obstacles for Rayman so that it makes it easier for him. And on Wii U you can play it with 5 people at once. 4 people using the Wiimote as 4 characters, and then 1 person using the Wii U controller as that character who assists people behind the screens, essentially. So yeah, 5 people co-op. That's pretty nice. Up next, an all-new game. Well, not really all new. Was supposed to be a different game at first, but they kinda retooled it into a completely different game. It's supposed to be a game called Killer Freaks from Outer Space or something, and they turned it into Zombie U, a first-person shooter zombie game on the Wii U. And the trailer was pretty freaking hilarious. It showed the UK in a zombie apocalypse, basically, while the national anthem was playing in the background. I think it's like the God Save the Queen song. I think that's the UK's national anthem. The trailer was pretty freaking hilarious. Sad part, it didn't show any gameplay. But definitely a game to keep an eye out for. Might probably be pretty good. And then they revealed a whole bunch of other Wii U games, including a Rayman Raving Rabbids game, Your Shape Fitness, whoop-de-frickin-do, Sports Connection, another fitness game, whoop-de-frickin-do, and Just Dance 4, whoop-de-frickin-do. But then the big guns, Assassin's Creed 3. Trailer, like a cinematic trailer, was awesome. And then some gameplay looked really good. I think I'm actually gonna keep an eye out for that one, because that looks to be one of the best games of the year. coming out in like October or November or something. Only problem is, do I get it for PS3 or do I get it for Wii U? Because it's also coming to Wii U. So, yeah, I have no clue which one I should get. We'll see that later. Up next, they had some sort of esports thing, a game called Shoot Mania. Basically a bunch of people locked in an arena shooting the crap out of each other. They brought in Counter-Strike champions from Russia to face off against some American MLG players or something. And they were basically gonna just have a match right there. And apparently it's free to play, it looks decent. Probably better FPSs out there though. But hey, free to play, right? That counts for something. And then their last game, which was quite a surprise. Because when the trailer began, no one had a clue what it was. Looked a little bit like Assassin's Creed, but also looked a little like GTA. No one knew what the hell it was about, but apparently it's an all-new game called Watch Dogs. It's a sandbox game, kind of like GTA, and the main character used like a device to hack the environment, like control traffic lights and hack people's cell phones to listen to their conversations and stuff. It was certainly intriguing. I have never seen a game quite like it. So I'll be keeping my eye on this. It looks pretty promising. And no consoles were revealed that it's going to be on. But later, rumors have been going around that it's not going to be on Wii U. It's only going to be on PS3, 360, and PC. Even though the Wii U should be capable of exactly the same things as the 360 and PS3. And I'm pretty sure the Wii U controller could be used pretty well with Watch Dogs, like use it as the character's hacking pad or something. They're really missing a big opportunity here, Ubisoft. Might want to do something about it. But yeah, that's the Ubisoft conference. All in all, pretty good. Far Cry looked good. Zombie U was awesome. Assassin's Creed was awesome. Watch Dogs was awesome. Of course, a whole bunch of shit with the fitness games and stuff, but what are you gonna do about it? I'd say Ubisoft better than EA and better than Microsoft, so best so far. Up next, the Sony conference. Oh boy, I've been looking forward to this one. So, Sony, let's get going. Notes. So, the Sony conference started out with really long montages at the beginning with, like, nothing new in them. And then Jack Tretton, CEO or something, showed up, had a really long talk. And then after like 15 or 20 minutes, they finally revealed their first game. A completely new game, made by the team behind Heavy Rain. You know, that movie with button prompts, which they call the game? Starring actress Ellen Page, known from such hit movies as Juno and Inception. So basically it's a game about a mysterious girl played by Ellen Page with strange powers. Graphics look pretty damn good though, almost realistic. And it's basically Heavy Rain like just a movie-ish experience with button prompts at certain moments that decide the story, I'm guessing. So yeah, if that's your thing, then I guess you're pretty happy. I never played Heavy Rain, never really felt the need to. Don't think I'm missing out much. So yeah, there's that. Up next, PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale, their Super Smash Bros. Rip-off with Sony characters. So yeah, figured, hey, Nintendo has a good idea, a good series that sells a lot of copies and makes a lot of money. Let's do that as well. Except it's not completely new, they announced it like months ago. So, a couple of known characters. Kratos from God of War, of course. Sly Cooper from the Eponymous, is that the word? Sly Cooper series. Sweet Tooth from Twisted Metal. Never really heard of him. Fat Princess from Fat Princess. Parappa the Rapper from Parappa the Rapper, and some guy I'm just gonna revert to as Killzone Guy from now on, because I can't for the life of me remember his actual name. But one of the soldiers from Killzone or something. So yeah, those are all confirmed characters. They said the game's coming to PlayStation Vita as well. So yay, I guess. Inferior port for the win. The fighting system. Quite frankly, it's really, really weird, and I really don't like it at all. Like, if you're gonna rip off Smash Brothers, you might as well do it properly. Now, how in Smash Brothers you defeat characters by just accumulating damage and then knocking them off the stage? Well, you can't knock them off the stage in PlayStation All-Stars. How do you kill any characters then? Well, you hit them to build up a super meter, and then you use your super, and when the super hits a character, it kills them. Except there's no stock either, so just there's a timer like 5 minutes, and whoever was killed the most at the end of, or who's gotten the most kills wins the match at the end of 5 minutes. Really freaking stupid. I mean, Smash Brothers' fighting system is much better. Especially because these insta-kill super moves are broken as fuck. So we have the character Sweet Tooth from Twisted Metal, which is like some kind of demolition derby racing game or something. So he had a super that they showed off in the trailer that turns him into like a giant robot or something with a mini gun and a rocket launcher for arms. And basically he started spraying all over the stage, and he killed like the other 3 characters twice. Like, he killed them, they respawned, and he killed them again. That's how broken that stuff is. So I really don't think that fighting system's gonna work out. Not at all. And then they ended their PlayStation All-Stars coverage by revealing 2 new characters. Except that the characters in question had already been leaked 2 days in advance, so nobody was surprised. And what characters were they? Well, first, Nathan Drake from Uncharted. Well, was there ever any doubt that he was going to be in a Sony fighting game with their mascots? No, there wasn't. He's basically a shoo-in. The other character was a bit of a surprise, though. The Big Daddy from BioShock. Really? The Big Daddy from BioShock? It's not a Sony game, so yeah, we knew there were going to be third-party characters, because there's no way Sony's going to be able to fill up a game like this with characters of their own, because they just don't have that many. But BioShock, that started out as an Xbox exclusive and didn't come to the PS3 until like a year later. And if anything, it should be more related to Xbox than to PS3. But whatever, Big Daddy's a pretty awesome character, so I'll just let this one slip. And it's coming holiday season 2012. I'm still iffy if I'm gonna pick this up, because the fighting system is just awful in my opinion. If they're smart, they're gonna put in the Smash Brothers fighting system as well as an extra, or maybe make a DLC or something, because I really don't think that it's gonna work out. Up next, Little Big Planet for PlayStation Vita. They didn't really go into it that much, but they said there were gonna be cross-platform play between the Vita version and the PS3 version or something, and there's gonna be new DLC. That's basically it. Then they were on about PlayStation Plus and how you can get lots of free games if you join, and they said that they're gonna expand on the service, more free games and stuff. And everyone in the audience got a coupon for 1 year free. That's pretty awesome of them. So up next, they're gonna try and solve the PlayStation Vita's game problem or game shortage, because let's face it, Vita has no games. So they said there's gonna be PlayStation 1 classics coming to Vita. Some examples: Tomb Raider and Final Fantasy. They didn't specify which one. Yeah. Pretty sure all of those are available on PS3 as well in the PlayStation Store, so yay, I guess. More Vita games, or more or less spin-offs of console games again. Call of Duty Black Ops Declassified. Basically Call of Duty for Vita releasing this holiday. Oh boy, now we can get yearly Call of Duty rip-offs on handheld consoles as well. Sweet. And they then showed Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation, which is an Assassin's Creed 3 spin-off for PlayStation Vita. Comes out October 30th, 2012, and they're gonna make a Vita bundle with it, a white Vita Wi-Fi only with Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation. And it's actually not a watered down version of Assassin's Creed 3. It's in a different city in New Orleans, while Assassin's Creed 3 is in like Boston and New York or something. And you play as a woman. So yeah, pretty different game actually. So probably a game, maybe a must-buy for the PlayStation Vita. And then they showed Assassin's Creed 3 on PS3 a little, with naval gameplay. I wasn't expecting that. It looked like it'd make a damn good Pirates of the Caribbean game actually. Ship-to-ship combat, firing cannons all over the place and boarding ships. It looked awesome. Made me want to get Assassin's Creed 3 even more. And they announced a PS3 bundle with PS3 and Assassin's Creed 3 when it comes out. For those of you who don't have a PS3 yet, it's probably going to be a pretty good deal to pick that up. So then basically they're kind of redoing the Ubisoft conference here, showing off a little Far Cry 3. 4-player co-op, looks alright. I thought the single-player portion showed in the Ubisoft conference looked much better. But yeah, they said Far Cry 3 is going to have a map editor, so that's pretty sweet. You don't see that feature too often in FPSs these days. And there will be free exclusive DLC for PlayStation, so suck on that, Xbox. Up next, we all knew it was coming, and we were all dreading it, but the PlayStation Move rears its ugly head again. With an all-new thingamajiggy they call Wonderbook. What is Wonderbook? Well, the word book's in the title, so we know it's going to be bad. But basically, it makes use of the PlayStation Eye camera, the camera thing that I didn't know existed. I don't have one. No clue what you do with it. But yeah, apparently it's there, PlayStation Eye. So what is Wonderbook? It's a book, really. You put it in front of the PlayStation Eye camera and it kind of reads the book, and then you can use the PlayStation Move to do stuff with it. It's kind of like the augmented reality thing the 3DS is going on, I guess. So, the first Wonderbook that they announced is a Harry Potter Wonderbook thing, in which you use the PlayStation Move as a magic wand. It looked pretty damn pathetic. It didn't even seem to work right. This woman was showing it off, and she didn't even manage to get the spell right until after 3 tries. So basically you do spells by waving the move around in a certain pattern, and it didn't really seem to work. And believe it or not, they actually spent 20 minutes of their press conference discussing this piece of crap. Whereas all the other stuff barely got 5 minutes each. They spent 20 minutes on the frickin' Wonderbook and PS Move bullshit. And it's coming fall 2012, so yay! I don't even know anyone who owns a PlayStation Move. Or a PlayStation Eye for that matter. So yeah, I doubt it's gonna be much of a success, to be quite honest. Then again, do we really want this sort of crap to succeed? Because if it does, then we're only gonna get more of that in the future, and do we really want that? I for sure do not. Up next, we're kinda coming up on the end here. They discussed PlayStation Suite, which apparently is some sort of online network thing they have going on, which I again also did not know of. They're apparently going to be bringing PlayStation games to Android phones and tablets or something, and they're partnering with HTC to make a new smartphone to do that on. And then they decided to rename PlayStation Suite to PlayStation Mobile. So yeah, I just heard about this PlayStation Suite, and now they're changing the name already. It's so confusing. Okay, 2 more games remaining, and they're actually good. First up, God of War Ascension. Oh dear, finally something I give a crap about. Well, Assassin's Creed 3 was also pretty interesting, but God of War Ascension. What is there to say about it? It's God of War. The combat is epic, bloody, mythological creatures up the ass. Kratos seemed to have some sort of time reversing power. He was like fixing broken walkways and stuff. They seemed to just kind of put themselves back together. That's going to be a pretty neat gameplay element. Also, something new they appear to have added, Kratos can now pick up and use weapons from enemies he's killed. Because he was killing a bunch of goat men and he picked up a sword from one of them and kind of just used it. And later he did the same thing with a spear. So I'm guessing that's going to be pretty awesome. Just expand Kratos' moveset by so much. I mean, that is a genuinely cool addition. And yeah, basically Kratos was climbing around this, looked like they were building some sort of tomb or a giant statue or something. And then this elephant minotaur shows up. It's basically a minotaur but with an elephant's head. And it was pretty hilarious. It was just stomping around making elephant noises. And Kratos, yeah, pretty brutal finisher on that elephant monster. I'm not gonna spoil it too much, but you could see the elephant monster's brain by the end of it. Yeah, think about that. And also, along the way, he was attacked by a giant sea monster with lots of tentacles. Kinda reminded me of the Kraken, which is already in God of War 2, and Kratos killed it in God of War 2, so I'm guessing it's something different. I don't really know too much about other Greek mythological, like, sea monsters. I mean, there's Scylla, but we've had Scylla in God of War Ghost of Sparta. Though I'm guessing Scylla did have a counterpart in Greek myth. You had like Scylla and Charybdis, which was like sea monster in some sort of whirlpool or something. But hey, they've taken creative liberty before, so I'm guessing that the sea monster in God of War Ascension is Charybdis, and they just made it into some sort of octopus monster thing, which I'm perfectly fine with. As long as it's an awesome game, I'm good. God of War Ascension also has online multiplayer. It's a first for the series and actually looks pretty good. Not sure if I'm ever going to play it because, let's face it, I'm not a fan of multiplayer, online at least. So, I might give it a try, but I'm going to be focusing on the single player more. God of War Ascension will be coming out March 12th, 2013. I don't know why, but all God of War games ever seem to come out in March. It's not too long a wait. Well, everything I want to have seems to be postponed until 2013, like Metal Gear Solid Rising and other things. Oh well, on to the last game, The Last of Us, from the makers of the Uncharted trilogy. It looked a lot like Uncharted, to be quite honest. Story is that you're in a post-apocalyptic world or something, zombies and freaks, outbreak, I don't know, something like that. And graphics are pretty awesome. Pretty impressive combat as well, like bashing enemies over the head with a shotgun. Pretty nice, using pretty much a homemade Molotov cocktail. But I do have one problem with this game. Can you tell me what one of the things in gaming is that most people hate so badly? Come on, post it in the comments what you think. Give you a moment. Okay, you posted something? If you posted escort missions, you're right. Escort missions in games are generally awful and lots of people hate them. And this game seems to be one big escort mission because the main character, I think his name is Joel. He's like watching out for Ellie, this 13, 14-year-old girl. He's trying to keep her safe, but she's following him all the time. Now in Uncharted, you basically had like Elena and Chloe following Nate all the time. But they were adults, they had guns, they could take care of themselves. You can't give a gun to a 14-year-old and expect everything to be fine. So I'm guessing that you're gonna have to protect Ellie for the entire damn game, and that's not gonna be beneficial for the experience, I'm guessing. But hey, it's Naughty Dog, they made 3 awesome Uncharted games, so maybe I should give them more credit. But yeah, that's all for the Sony conference. Quite frankly, I didn't think it was that great, because they hardly showed anything new. The Last of Us has been known since like last E3. God of War was revealed a couple of weeks ago. Basically, all of the other stuff, PlayStation All-Stars, we knew already. Wonderbook was completely new, but no one gives a crap about that. Far Cry 3 and Assassin's Creed 3 were all pretty much known already. The Vita spin-off was leaked a couple of weeks ago as well. The only really new thing was the new game from the guys behind Heavy Rain, and that didn't really get me excited. So I didn't think their conference was that great, but it was definitely better than Microsoft's, but that isn't really hard. So right now, my ranking is worst Microsoft, then EA, then Sony, and Ubisoft still the best. Last up is Nintendo. Can Nintendo do the impossible and... well, not really do the impossible, but is Nintendo the best of them? We'll find out in a moment. Alright, finally, the big N. Figured that they're gonna have the best freaking show, right? Because they have a new console. My hype levels were through the roof. We're like, oh man, this conference is gonna be so awesome. There's gonna be so many awesome games. I'm gonna be so broke when the Wii U comes out because there's gonna be so many awesome games for it. Well, will there be? Let's take a look. Where are my notes? Alright, it begins with a clip of Miyamoto in his dressing room. And there are Pikmin walking around. Oh my god, Pikmin! Yes! And then Miyamoto walks on stage and starts talking really crappy English. And he's holding a black Wii U gamepad thing, so it basically confirms that there's going to be white ones and black ones. And he reveals Pikmin 3. Yes, Pikmin 3. So what's new in Pikmin 3? Well, Pikmin can now use materials that they find in the environment to build stuff like bridges. That's cool. Awesome. New kind of Pikmin. Rock Pikmin. Okay, that's kind of weird, seeing how the other ones are all plants. How do rocks fit into the equation? But you can use the rock Pikmin to throw them against fragile objects or hard objects and break them more easily. And they revealed that you can control it by using the Wii Motion Plus and the nunchuck. So yay, maybe now the Wii Motion Plus is actually used by more than 10 games. And the Wii U gamepad is used as a map, sort of. But you need one hand for the nunchuck, one for the Wiimote and Motion Plus. How do you operate the Wii U gamepad then? Unless we all sprout a mysterious third arm before then, I don't really see how that's gonna work out. And then they confirmed you can also play it with just the Wii U gamepad, so you don't need a Wiimote and a Motion Plus and a nunchuck to do it. That's nice, I guess. They said the Wii Motion Plus made sure you can throw your Pikmin with more accuracy, so yeah, that's nice, I guess. Then they revealed that Captain Olimar is nowhere to be found. He's not in the game, apparently. There's a slight disappointment, but they said that there are now 4 leaders on the map at the same time, as opposed to Pikmin 2's 2 leaders. Does that mean 4-player co-op? I don't know. They didn't say. Hope it does, because that's awesome. So Pikmin 3 is going to be absolutely awesome, and I'm looking forward to it. Miyamoto left, and Reggie came on stage. You all know Reggie, the awesome guy from Nintendo of America. And I didn't really catch what he said. I was distracted by my phone for a moment. I heard something about 23 Wii U games, but I wasn't sure if he said that they were going to announce 23 Wii U games at the conference, or if there were going to be 23 Wii U games at launch. Probably the latter. So, yeah, there's that. Then he said there's going to be the basic stuff. They're going to have Netflix and YouTube and Amazon Video on Wii U and stuff. And it's going to support 2 of the gamepads at a time. Gamepads have a touchscreen, you can use a stylus on them that comes with it. And then they were gonna go all into this Miiverse. It's like some sort of social network-ish thing, not really that interesting. Okay, back to the games. Think, oh man, what are they gonna do next? A new F-Zero, a new Star Fox, a new Metroid in HD or something? No, new Super Mario Bros. U. Quite frankly, I didn't see the difference between this and New Super Mario Bros. Wii. I don't see why this has to be on Wii U. But there's gonna be baby Yoshis like in Super Mario World, a flying squirrel power-up for Mario, and 5-player co-op as opposed to 4 players on New Super Mario Bros. Wii. Basically, 4 people use the Wii mode like in New Super Mario Bros. Wii, and the 5th one uses the gamepad and can draw or create like platforms for the others to stand on. So, yeah. Then third-party stuff, Batman Arkham City Armored Edition. And the armored refers to that Batman and Catwoman have some sort of armored costume in-game, optionally. That's basically all that relates to the armored part of the title. And how is it different from the other consoles versions, which have been out for like half a year? Or longer? Well, you can use the gamepad with the camera in it, or something, or the accelerometer and gyrometer, and I don't know what the things are called, to scan the environment for clues and stuff. You can use them to remotely guide batarangs through the air, and you can use the touchscreen to set off explosives by tapping on them. So yeah, I already have the PS3 version with all of the DLC, so I'm just gonna skip that one. Up next, Scribblenauts Unlimited. You know that game Scribblenauts on DS, where you type in words and they appear in the game and you can use them to solve puzzles and stuff? I have it, played it for a while, got bored of it because a lot of words. They said there were like 10,000 or more words in that game, but there were only like 50 different things they could do. Like, so many words just boiled down to the same damn thing. They tried to fix that with Super Scribblenauts with added adjectives, which made it better, but I haven't played that one because I didn't think it was going to be that great. And now they're going to make a Wii U version, apparently, Scribblenauts Unlimited, in which you can combine words. Like, they were showing an auto-mutt, which is basically an automobile combined with a mutt, you know, a dog. It was a dog with wheels. It looked really weird. And the graphics, quite frankly, were ass. I'm pretty sure maybe even the regular DS could run this. If not, then the 3DS definitely can. This doesn't have to be on Wii U. I mean, they say the console is as powerful as PS3 and 360. So Nintendo, where are your games that prove that? Pikmin 3 looked pretty good, but not too good for the Wii. Could have been on that, I think. So, yeah, Scribblenauts, what the hell, I don't really care. Then a little montage of other third-party games that the Wii U is gonna get, including Darksiders 2, Mass Effect 3, without Mass Effect 1 or 2, so, how's that gonna work? A new game called Tank Tank Tank. Weird title, I'm guessing it's gonna be a weird game. Tekken Tag Tournament 2, Trine 2, Director's Cut, Ninja Gaiden 3, Razor's Edge, Aliens, Colonial Marines, and that's it. Or at least that's all they showed. In like 10 to 15 second clips. And then Reggie's back and he's like dropping his catchphrase. You know how when Wii Fit was first revealed he said, "My body is ready." That's kind of become his catchphrase. Kind of become an internet meme. And it's good to see him recognize the validity of that internet meme. And why did he use it? Because they're unveiling Wii Fit U. Who fits me? Yeah, lame pun, I know. It's basically more of the same, except now they're using the gamepad to show things on. Like you're jumping up and down on the balance board and you can see like a trampoline on the gamepad or something. Again, this does not have to be on Wii U. Nintendo, what the hell are you doing? Where are the games? This is crap. Up next, Sing. Yes, you use the microphone in the Wii U gamepad to sing, and the lyrics will appear on the screen of the thing. Why? This does not have to be on Wii U. What the hell are you thinking? It's not like there aren't plenty of these games already. I mean, hell, how many of those, like, Sing It games are there for Wii? I think I saw, like, 10 different ones when I walked into the game store the other day. But then they decided to go for a little change of pace and go for some 3DS games. First one, New Super Mario Bros. 2. Yes, they announced 2 new Super Mario Bros. Games. I don't know, how about maybe combine both and make just one big, good New Super Mario Bros. Game? But New Super Mario Bros. 2 is coming August 19th, so that's pretty soon actually. And basically it looks like more of the same to me. I mean, don't get me wrong, the Mario games are fun and all, but how many 2D Marios have we had in recent years? New Super Mario Bros., Mario Bros. Wii, New Super Mario Bros. U, and now New Super Mario Bros. 2. It's a little bit overkill, don't you think? I mean, how about, like, more 3D Marios? I mean, come on. 2D Mario is nice and all, but that's so 15 years ago. No, 20 years ago. Next up, Paper Mario Sticker Star. Basically, that Paper Mario game that they revealed last year on E3. And you apparently collect stickers that you find in the overworld, and those are your battle commands or something, your attacking moves. I don't know, it looked weird, but it looked different enough from the other Paper Mario games and the crappy Super Paper Mario, which was not an RPG at all. But yeah, it looked pretty decent. I'm guessing Prince Boo's gonna like it. I'm kind of indifferent towards it, but I'm guessing there's a lot of people out there that do like Paper Mario, so good for them. Up next, you think gonna be maybe some different games or something? I don't know, maybe Zelda Majora's Mask 3D or something, or Metroid Prime Hunters 2, or Metroid Prime 3D. Nope, Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. Oh yeah, sure, it's not like you have any other series than Mario. It's not like you have Zelda, Metroid, Kirby, Pokemon, F-Zero, Star Fox, Punch-Out, Kid Icarus, Fire Emblem, Earthbound, /Mother. Did I mention Punch-Out already? Ice Climber. A whole bunch of other things. You know, it's not like you can't make 3DS games of those. Instead, we need to make 3 new 3DS Mario games. Yeah, that's really exactly what we freaking need. But yeah, Luigi's Mansion. I never played the first one because it kind of looked like an inferior Mario Sunshine to me at the time. Haven't tried it since. Quite frankly, I think I'm gonna pass on Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon because it just doesn't look all that interesting to me. But again, I'm sure there are people who like the first one and are probably gonna buy this one and enjoy it. And then it's time for third-party 3DS games. At this point, I was kind of starting to get my hopes up again, because there's one 3DS third-party game in particular that I've been looking forward to. Monster Hunter 3G. I'm thinking, oh man, they're finally going to announce that they're going to localize it, because it's been out in Japan for like half a year already. What games do we get? Castlevania Mirror of Fate, which look pretty nice, but I'm not really that into Castlevania, so probably gonna skip it. Epic Mickey Power of Illusion, which is a freaking 2D platformer on the 3DS. When the first Epic Mickey was a 3D platformer on Wii. Kinda seems like a couple of steps back to me. And then a 3DS version of Scribblenauts Unlimited. See, it should be on 3DS. Scribblenauts has no place on Wii U. At least not looking like that. At least polish the graphics up a little. And Kingdom Hearts 3D, I don't give a rat's ass about Kingdom Hearts, so moving on. Back to the Wii U. New game, Lego City Undercover. Yeah, you know how Lego has been making theme games of like Star Wars and Batman and Harry Potter and Indiana Jones and Pirates of the Caribbean and Lord of the Rings? That one's coming later this year from what I've heard. Well, now they're making a game that's just Lego. No adapting a story from any movies or something. Just a Lego city and you're a cop and you're supposed to chase down bad guys or something. And a lot of people on the chat room are saying it's Lego GTA. And it did kind of look like Lego GTA to me. Quite frankly, I prefer the themed Lego games. Just, nah, Lego City Undercover, just no. And then Just Dance 4, they're gonna copy-paste the Ubisoft presentation here, use gamepad to select moves for the dancers. So you can have 4 dancers and 1 jerk-ass with a gamepad selecting all the difficult moves for them. Great way to be a dick to your friends, though. And then Zombie U again, talked about that already. How does it work on Wii U? Well, there's inventory management on the screen, zoom scope, and you can type in access codes for like locked doors on the Wii U gamepad. Pretty nice. In fact, one of the only good-looking Wii U games so far, other than Pikmin 3. Up next, Assassin's Creed 3. Yes, it's been in 3 different press conferences. Although it was only in a brief montage, so I guess it can be forgiven. And basically the same stuff as the Ubisoft conference again. Rayman Raving Rabbids, the Euroshape Fitness, the Sports Connection Fitness, Rayman Legends, and the Avengers game. That's not really an Avengers game. And then we're down to the last game already. At this point I was thinking, okay, maybe this is going to be a pretty poor show for them. Only 1 game remaining, no Star Fox, no F-Zero, no Metroid, no Zelda, no nothing so far. Well, who knows, maybe one of those is going to be the last game. What do we get? Nintendo Land. I facepalmed when they showed Nintendo Land. Basically, Nintendo Land is a collection of 12 minigames themed after Nintendo franchises like Zelda, Animal Crossing, Donkey Kong. Luigi's Mansion was one of them, and some Takamaru. Who the hell's that? Never heard of him. So, yeah, it's kind of a minigame collection meant to make you more experienced with the Wii U gamepad or something. Basically, the Wii U's Wii Sports. That's their grand finale. Really. And they were talking about it for like 20 minutes or something. It was, why is this so important? It really doesn't look that good. Like, this does not get me excited for the Wii U. I considered cancelling my Wii U pre-order after Nintendo's conference. That's how bad it was. But I decided to save it anyway because, let's face it, can we really expect a price drop within like 2 years after release? No, and I'm not going to wait that long to get one, so might as well pre-order it. At least I'll get extra like pre-order points on my store account. For the game store that I buy all my stuff at, which maybe gets me another €15 discount ticket, which is always nice. I mean, they said Pikmin 3 was going to be a launch title, so I'll just pick up the Wii U and Pikmin 3 and just play that for a while until something else comes out that fancies my interest. Star Fox, F-Zero, Metroid, hint hint, HD, you know, like what the Wii U is supposed to do. Like that Zelda demo from last year that was mysteriously absent this year. Oh man, Nintendo, you guys fucked up, man. Like, you had people so hyped, like no one knew anything about the Wii U and the games that were going to be on it, apart from the few third-party games that they revealed last year, like Darksiders and Batman and Assassin's Creed. So what went wrong? Where are the games? I mean, there are games, but Nintendo Land, who gives a fuck? New Super Mario Bros. I'd rather have a new 3D Mario. You know, one that actually kinda looks like it has any effort put into it. Why 3 Mario games on 3DS instead of one Mario and like a Metroid and a Zelda or something? The only Zelda game on 3DS is still the Ocarina of Time remake, and there's no Metroid game yet. No Pokemon game either. Or, well, there's the Pokédex 3D thingamajiggy. But yeah, Nintendo, I'm just disappointed. In fact, well, time for the ranking. Worst conference, still Microsoft. Then, Nintendo. Yes, I have to say it, Nintendo just disappointed me so much. I had such high hopes for them and they just didn't live up to it at all. So I'm sorry to say, Nintendo, but you're not even in top 3 this year for me. Third, EA. Second, Sony. And best of show, Ubisoft. I said it. Nintendo, you really have to step up your game for next year, man. I mean, next year I'm really expecting games from Nintendo. good, like in their series, like not freaking Nintendo Land bullshit. I want Star Fox, F-Zero, Metroid, Smash Brothers. Maybe like a Fire Emblem or something in HD, that'd be pretty sweet. 3D Mario. It's maybe a little early for Zelda, considering how Skyward Sword came out like half a year ago. And there's usually a couple of years between Zelda games. So I'm not expecting any Zelda anytime soon. I don't really care about Zelda that much either, so yeah, just focus on other stuff. Not freaking Nintendo Land, good stuff. So, yeah, kind of boiling down to Nintendo, you sucked. I mean, Pikmin 3 is nice, the rest is not really. So yeah, I've been talking for nearly an hour now, just gonna end it off here. This is gonna be one hell of a rendering trip. Gonna be taking a couple hours, I guess. Well, not looking forward to the video file size either, gonna be one hell of an upload. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my review of the EA, Ubisoft, Sony, and Nintendo press conferences. Thank you for spending an hour of your time watching this if you watched it all the way through. And yeah, see you guys at next year's E3, I guess. I really hope it's going to be an improvement. Because Nintendo disappointed, Sony disappointed, Microsoft especially disappointed, though I never really had high hopes for that in the first place. Yeah, it's kind of a bad day when the big three are like not in the top. I'm kind of dragging this on way too long now. Just see you guys later.